Hello, my name is Robert, and we're going to be doing the Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing. So this is my first video, so bear with me. We're going to be comparing the Nintendo Switch 2 to the Nintendo Switch OLED, as well as the PS Portal. So the first thing we're going to go over is the box. I know that sounds really weird, but I got the Mario edition, and I was kind of expecting it to be bigger. Just for a size comparison, I have the OLED box. Now, I know it's so minor and kind of ridiculous to even bring it up, but I thought I should. Okay, now for the part that you actually came for, the unboxing. So I've never unboxed this. This is brand new. I was lucky enough to have my wife and my daughter wait in line at GameStop for me to be able to get one. I know I said I was going to do the unboxing, but just a little bit about me. I have been gaming since I was 7. I've always played video games. My first console was the Nintendo 64, and my first game that I actually ever played is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which is still, in my opinion, the best Zelda game. That's it. That was my 2 cents that I was just gonna throw in there. Now let's do this unboxing. So when you first open it up, you're gonna see the screen as well as 2 Joy-Cons. So let's open up the Joy-Cons. So the first thing I can tell you is the Joy-Cons are much bigger than the OLED Joy-Cons. That's just a little size comparison for you guys to see. Film is so much better. Like, this is such an improvement compared to the original. And I'll be honest, I got the Switch day one and I loved it, but I thought this is kind of small. So this is a really nice comparison. Buttons feel great. Everything feels good. I like that there's a little grip here. I don't know if you can see that from this angle compared to this grip. I'll bring both up. Okay, now this is an upgrade. So if I could be honest, when I first got my OLED, I was expecting a bigger screen, as I'm sure most of you were. Oh, that's me thinking that it was the original. Ooh, that magnetic, that's nice. So here, I honestly love that. So before I continue, let's compare the screens. Sorry if I'm making a mess. So now this is the Switch OLED, and this is the Switch 2 screen. It is a much bigger screen. I also wanted to bring in the PS Portal, just so you can get a kind of idea if you guys are comparing. Now this is nice. I am so excited for this. So I just wanted you guys to see a slight comparison. I think the hardest thing for me is I'm so used to doing this all the time that this is gonna take me a second, but I honestly love that. I was really nervous with this because I felt like it being magnets, I didn't think how strong it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna feel loose, but it is actually a really nice grip. And first off, my first impressions is that I love it, but fun fact, I did this backwards. Don't judge me, but I learned something new there. I love this screen and I love this kickstand. Now, I was a big fan of this kickstand as well because I felt like it could do a lot more than the original. Now, I don't have my original anymore. I actually sold it as soon as I got this one. But that's just giving you an idea. So you get more of an angle with this, but I mean, it's not like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I mean, nobody really ever plays like this. But that's also a good idea, just good to know. Honestly, just out of the box, I am a huge fan of this size. So, I don't know if you're like me, but I always struggled trying to get this out. There's actually a new groove in here that you can pull out. I don't know if you can see it, but when we compare it to the OLED, I don't know, I always bite my nails. I'm really bad at that. So this, even now, is a pain to get out. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Just so you can see the startup menu. So now we are not going to do this part just yet because we still have more unboxing. But one thing I will point out is the sound quality. I really like that sound quality just straight out of the box. Another thing I really do like are the all black. Some people might not be a fan of the blue and red, but I think that it goes really good and it reminds me of the original. Now, let's do the rest of the box. So I did get the Mario Kart World Edition because I didn't want to spend $80 for this game. I rather got the bundle and only spend $50. Savings on savings. I am the biggest budget gamer you will ever find. I will only buy games if they're on sale. That's just always been me. HDMI. So these are different. That is really different. I think this is gonna get some getting used to. Let me pull one out. So I'm assuming it's different like this because they do work like mice, like on a computer. But again, I've never seen that. So they just click in. So from the trailers and from what I've seen, you are able to use it as an actual mouse, which I think is pretty cool. And if anyone was wondering, the game that I got is Daemon X Machina. I'm a fan of this game. I do like all those mech games and mech titles. I'm a big Gundam fan. As I'm doing these videos, I will tell you bits about me as I go. So yeah, I actually pre-ordered Daemon X Machina 2, the deluxe edition, which we will be doing an unboxing as soon as I get. So I am kind of struggling. So my suggestion, just from me doing this for the first time, is you, instead of going inwards like I was doing, you want to go downwards and then clicks right in. So I know that one is used as a mouse. I am not aware if the other one is, but that is pretty cool. So let me again compare sizes just so that you guys get an idea. I'm a huge fan of this new size. I mean, these are cool, but if I'm being honest, I did switch these out for the bigger ones from Hori, which I was a huge fan of. So these, I love. I love the size and I love the grip. Now I know Sony, it's different. But when I got this, the biggest thing that I loved was how big it felt and how comfortable it felt in my hands. When these ones, it was nice, yes, but I wasn't as comfortable and sometimes I would get a cramp. But these are a game changer. I really think this is a big step up. I know if you're OCD, this is must be super hectic because it looks like I am making a huge mess, but I am trying my best to stay organized for this video. I am not the organized one, that is my wife. So now, this is what I actually was excited about. Let's see how these work. So now we are going to be doing the Joy-Con grip. I was never a fan of the Joy-Con grip. This is the original. And again, I know that I keep saying this, so I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this is so tiny to me, especially compared to this. It's crazy. I really think that the size has been such a great improvement so far that I can just straight out say, I love that click. I love that click. I mentioned in the start that I was so nervous over this magnet because I always felt like they were gonna be weak, but this is pretty strong. So this is the Switch OLED and this is the Nintendo Switch 2. Again, personally, I'm never gonna use these. But if you like them, you like them. I am more of a Pro controller. I did not pick up the Pro controller, but I will be getting one as soon as they get back in stock. I don't know about you, but that is super satisfying. I think I like it a lot more than the sliding. That's awesome. I know, I'm a nerd. Now we're gonna be doing the dock. It's got some weight on it. Okay, this is a completely different dock. It has 2 USBs in the front. Let's see the back. I'm trying to be gentle because I don't know what I'm doing. It has the AC adapter and the HDMI, as well as an Ethernet line. I like the finish. Now let's go ahead and compare that to the Switch OLED. I know I keep bringing it up, but that size, this is a whole different monster right here. I'm excited. So I did notice this, which I thought was kind of strange. Now that we're finally done with the full unboxing. I love it. Now, I've been a Nintendo fan since I was a little kid. As I mentioned before, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. In fact, all the Zelda games I truly love. So this is the difference. Oops. Okay. That was my fault, my bad. So that was the unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2. So I did not mention this, but there's a little button here that you click. And again, you want to start at the bottom. Actually, you can start at the bottom or the top. Ignore what I said. Now that's a size difference right there. It is bigger than PlayStation does feel good in my hands. For me as a gamer, this flat part for me, that's probably going to be my only con of this, because I do like the size. I do need a better grip because I do play a lot, and I play for a few hours, so this for me has always been comfortable. I will also be getting some accessories for it very soon. That way I can also show those off and explain how those work. The first game we are going to be reviewing is Mario Kart World. So I'm going to get this all set up right now, and then from there you should be expecting a new video from me soon. Thank you again. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.